because because I'm a woman of the word. I know what the word says, and I know what I'm supposed to. So my inclination is to speak up and speak. It says about what? In terms of pleasing him, and that I'm to be submitted. So you answered my question. That the greatest challenge you have is to say subject to him. You said to please him.
So y'all, I was looking at videos today about, the trad wife to poverty pipeline and some of the compilation videos from TikTok over on YouTube regarding, all of the conversation that we like to call gender wars, particularly between everyone really, but particularly between black women and black men. But one of the trad wife videos that I was watching, was this lady. She has a pretty decent sized following now, but I think it was an ex-Mormon, and she was talking about how her husband ended up leaving her with nothing, and she was retired, and she was a stay-at-home mom for 24 years. And it's always so interesting to me when black women idealize these kinds of setups, because the truth of the matter is, and the thing that none of us are willing to admit, black men or black women, is we ain't them. Black women are not other races of women. Black women are not white women. No matter how much we try to fit into white supremacy's ideals of nuclear families and patriarchy and all these kinds of things. Although I do believe that we all as humans are pretty much coded the same, and we have similar experiences, similar thoughts, and similar cycles that we're all in, our coding is still fundamentally different, especially if you're, let's say, the original. For an example, Lilith versus Eve. Imagine black women are the Lilith. At Lilith's creation, she was created to be equal to Adam, but patriarchy wanted her to submit. When they couldn't get her to submit, they demonized her, black women, and they created a new version. Let's say white women are Eve. Eve was a newer, updated version, or should I say updated but watered down version of Lilith. When they couldn't get Lilith in line, they created Eve because Eve would submit. So when black women get on this app and other apps and try to pretend that we are able to fit, and not just black women, black men. Black men are so upset at black women because we won't fall in line. So instead, you also falling in line, you try to prop up the women that are already in line, other groups, women, white men's women. And it's always funny to me because it's not that they necessarily aren't attractive to black women. This is why the gender war itself, if that's what you want to call it, is so irritating to me, because it's not like they really like these white women. Do you see the way they treat them? I saw a biracial girl made a video about how black men and white women need to stop fetishizing each other and stop creating kids together because it's traumatizing. If they love them so well, and if they really believe the hype, why would they care what we do? They literally have no foresight. I mean, anytime black men see that they watered down their own DNA in the NBA, and now they don't even see their reflection, that is a direct, that is like that's the math. The math has math. That is a direct connection to your being successful, getting money, and running off to white women. Now, we're all welcome to do what we want. I am not anti-interracial relationships whatsoever, but we are not them. No matter how much we try to be, no matter how much we try to fit in that box, it doesn't work. This lady, she reminds me so much of my mother, who because of religion have watered herself down so much to try to fit into an idea, a standard that white supremacy and capitalism have conditioned us to believe is best. Black women have a hard time submitting because we're not going to. I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all. Black women, like, we may be able to pretend for a little while. We may be able to stuff it down for a little while, but it will bubble to the surface. And I just want us to be the fuck for real. We're never going to submit in the way that other races of women have and are, because we aren't them. We are coded differently. And even they're pulling themselves out of it. Because at some point, Eve start listening to Lilith.